This is your one and only 𝐈𝐸𝐷𝐸 with your daily dose of video goodness, and today I'm going to show you an absolutely busted mechanic in Elden Ring. Let's get to it. So before we get into how this works, this is going to be patched because this is obviously not how this is supposed to work, and it's clearly a bug. So use it in PvP at your own risk. I don't know how much they care about stuff like this and how much they ban people for using broken mechanics, but this is extremely broken. So I have a katana, I have seppuku 𝐴𝐻𝐸 attached to it, and I am using the pulley crossbow with normal bolts. Now, as you can see, the pulley crossbow doesn't do anything crazy. It just fires a bunch of bolts in a row. You can see there, fires a volley of bolts. That's what makes it awesome, because it fires like 3 or 4 in a row. So if I come out here to this enemy right here and we fire on him, we're going to reload it and we're just going to fire from the hip. You can see nothing crazy. We just do about 400 and some change damage there. Yeah, it's not that great, right? However, if I unequip that so that I can actually use the 𝐴𝐻𝐸 on my weapon, and I use the 𝐴𝐻𝐸 on my weapon and I swap back to it, now once again I'm using normal crossbow bolts. I'll spit it out eventually, and we fire. Oh, look at that. Did we just bleed this guy? Yes, we did just bleed this guy with a crossbow, and it stacks rapidly because we're firing a bunch of shots at one time. Look at that. How ridiculous is that? But it's not it. There's more. Okay, so you can also stack this bleed effect with the bird bolts or any other bolt effect. It just adds the effect on your weapon to the crossbow. So these add 65 blood loss buildup, okay? So we're gonna reset real quick. All right, we're gonna unequip the crossbow. We're gonna proc this again so that we have additional bleed, and we are going to make sure we have the right bolts. We do, and now we're gonna run out here and we're gonna target this guy and we're gonna fire from the hip. And yeah, look how quickly we're building it up now. Absolutely nuts. But that's not it. There's more. So basically anything that is on your weapon here will affect your crossbow. So if you use one of the many incantations that you can put on your main hand weapon, for example, poison armament, and you use bleeding bolts, your crossbow will not only bleed the target, but it will also poison the target at the same time. Now this does mean that you have to sacrifice any 𝐴𝐻𝐸 on your main hand weapon, but essentially you just poison your main hand weapon with the incantation and make sure you're using bloody bolts, and you're gonna mount anything anyway, so it really doesn't matter that you're giving up any type of 𝐴𝐻𝐸 on your main hand weapon. And the crazy thing about this is I don't even have this optimized. Like, I'm not even doing anything crazy. I do have this talisman here to increase the damage a little bit, but that's pretty much it. Other than that, we're just using the bolts, and yeah, I mean, like, look at that damage. It doesn't lie. I mean, he can't even do anything. He can't even get up. Oh, he's dead. Okay, that was fast. So for those of you who want to abuse the crap out of this mechanic, you can buy an infinite number of these bolts. They're a little on the pricey side, but we are over here in the 𝐴𝐻𝐸𝐷𝐸, whatever this dude's name is, Dynasty Mausoleum, and you can get to, you got to go through like a cave underneath here. You'll figure it out. There's 2 paths here, I'm sure. Many of you have been in here, but there is a nomadic merchant. You can see where I am here on the map. Follow through the cave at either one of the grace points on either side, and you talk to this guy and he will sell you the bolts. You can see there, they're 200 a piece. Not too terrible, a little on the pricey side, but considering how extremely strong they are, it's worth it. There are a bunch of really annoying guys to fight in this cave that bleed the crap out of you, put blood stuff all over the ground, and it's just a terrible cave to be in. So I highly advise killing this merchant and then taking his bell bearing to the husks, and then you can just go back to the round table hold in order to buy these crossbow bolts. Now there are other bolt options you could use instead. So if you want to, for example, build up rot, you use seppuku on yourself so that your arrows will do blood damage, and then you can craft something like the rot bone bolt, and this will cause rot buildup on your target and blood buildup at the same time. Or you could easily do the same thing with poison. But if you're gonna do poison, since you can't buy these bolts, you have to craft them. I would advise putting poison on your armament instead, using the incantation, and then using these bolts that you buy from this guy. It's just more efficient that way. To get the Pulley Crossbow, you are going to make your way to the Craftsman's Shack site of grace, and then the Pulley Crossbow can be found on a body right next to that site of grace. And I know a lot of you are gonna comment down there in the comment section, gee, thanks, I can't wait to face this in PvP, but the thing is it's my job to get this out there, one, so that it creates a level playing field and that you know about it, you know how to deal with it, and two, so that you go complain about it to the developers and they patch these kinds of broken things faster. Anyway, hopefully you found this video helpful and informational. If you did, consider hitting the subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified when I upload other videos. I want to give an absolute massive shout out and thank you to my supporters on Patreon for making this episode possible. Y'all are absolutely amazing people. If you'd like to join my elite crew Patreon supporters, please check out the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and show your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.